Hello everybody, it's Bill's That College Football Guy here with yet another preview and prediction video. We're talking about the Bulldogs of Fresno State from the Mountain West Conference, soon to be in the Pac-12 1 year. So this is their last season in the Mountain West. How are they going to do in their last season in the Mountain West? Well, let's start previewing what they did, and we'll get into the schedule prediction. First off, last season they went 6-7 in 2024. They lost to, ironically, future Mountain West member Northern Illinois in the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. Love it. So let's get into this. The Matt Entz era, it begins officially at Fresno State. Matt Entz begins his first season as head coach of Fresno. Last season, he was previously the assistant head coach and linebackers coach at USC. The previous head coach was Tim Skipper, who was interim head coach. I've been looking to try to find out, and he's not listed for having a job right now. Like, he's just taking time off and relaxing and see what's going on. Maybe he's taking a year off. I don't know. But right now, I could not find out what he's doing. Offensive coordinator is Josh Davis, beginning his first season as offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach at Fresno. He was previously the offensive coordinator at South Dakota. The previous OC on Tim Skipper's staff was Pat McCann. He's now the wide receivers coach at Oregon State. So under the previous OC, Fresno State was 106th in total offense. Josh Davis, South Dakota offense, was 106 total offense in FBS. South Dakota was 9th in total offense in FCS. Even though that's FCS numbers, not FBS, 9th, 106 to 9th, he's going to be at least middle of the pack. So that's an upgrade. I call that an upgraded coordinator. Defensive coordinator, I already covered this guy before. Nick Benedetto begins his first season as defensive coordinator and safeties coach. He was previously the defensive coordinators and safeties coach at Northern Illinois. The previous defensive coordinator, Kevin Coyle, is now a senior defensive analyst at Syracuse. I had to remember down here. So under Coyle, the previous defensive coordinator, Fresno State was 65th in total defense. Northern Illinois, under Nick Benedetto, was 14th in total defense last season. So I think coordinator-wise, that's an upgrade. So that's damn good. All right, so we get into the roster. Okay, Mikey Keene's gone. He went to Michigan. Who's the starting quarterback? All right. Other than the redshirt freshman and freshman who did not do squat, but realistically, there's only 3 quarterbacks who realistically get a shot in the quarterback room. I mean, it's going to be a battle for the starting job, 1 and 2. And third string is going to be Jaden Mandel. I mean, he's a sophomore. As a true freshman, he recorded some stats last season, but he didn't get at least 100 yards passing. The 2 that did, one's FCS, one's FBS. The one who's FCS, and probably going to be the backup quarterback, Carson Conklin, the sophomore transfer from Sacramento State. The redshirt sophomore. As a redshirt freshman at Sacramento State last season. 261 for 418, 2,858 yards, 28 touchdowns, 8 INTs. For a redshirt freshman, that sure as hell ain't bad. But he might win out the starting job against A.J. Warner, the senior transfer from Rice, Kurt Warner's son. 272 for 439, 2,710 yards, 17 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. He throws as many interceptions as he throws touchdowns, and in quite a few games he threw more. Leadership-wise, I think EJ's probably got the starting job to lose, but Carson can definitely make some impressions here. I don't know for sure what's going to be. Fall camp will probably sure have been finalized by now, but it's a 2-man race for the starting, the starting quarterback job. Running backs, well, running back is not really that big of a deal. There's only one transfer in the running back room, other than the redshirt freshman and freshman who didn't do anything, or some sophomores. I like doing my rosters, redshirt sophomore and up, 2 years in the system. If you've done something lower, if you're lower than that, I'll note you down. And normally, it's usually upperclassmen that normally have to play, unless you did something great as a freshman, a redshirt freshman, redshirt sophomore. Sophomore. You get the point here. So, running back, top 2 running backs from last year's squad return. So I don't really have any concern with that. You have Ryan Workington, the junior. Didn't record any stats last season. You had Devon Rivers, the sophomore, along with Rayshawn Luke, the redshirt junior transfer from Arizona. Both recorded some stats. When they recorded some stats, they had less than 100 yards rushing. last year. They played, but they just didn't have enough to rank. You need 100 yards or more to rank on my list. So, worst to first, so 3 running backs on this roster had at least 100 yards rushing. Jonathan Arsenault, the senior, 22 carries, 104 yards, no touchdowns. He's third string. Top 2 backs, rushing yards. Well, and it wasn't that far apart, but it was far apart, but it wasn't far apart. Okay, second in rushing, Bryson Donaldson, the sophomore. As a true freshman, 77 carries, 462 yards. So we're talking almost 7 yards a carry. Over 6 yards a carry, really. 3 touchdowns. And leading rusher, Elijah Gilliam, the senior, 121 carries, 466 yards, and 8 touchdowns. So running back room, I'm not really that concerned. Donaldson's going to be a beast. I know. Someone say top 2 in rushing. Yeah. I'll get to that. But yeah. I'm not any concerns. I'm not bringing he who shall not be named who transferred to Boise State. I don't count him. All right. Now, wide receiver room, pass catchers, period. Wide receiver room and tight end room, there's a lack of game experience. And that's an issue for me. All right. So, who did some stuff here? We got Joshua Johnson, the junior, did not record any stats last season. We had a bunch of guys who did something. Didn't get at least 10 catches or at least 100 receiving yards. Either way. We got Josiah Freeman, the senior. Hold on, we got here. We have Jordan Brown, the senior. Both of them last year's squad on the Fresno State roster. Didn't record any stats from last season. We have Jalen Garrison, the redshirt junior transfer from Eastern Washington. He did something, but he didn't even have, 10 receptions, 100 yards, 20 receptions, 200 yards for FCS guys. He didn't have that much to qualify. So the only ones when he recorded stats are both FCS transfers. Nobody from it has 10 reception, 100 yards at the FBS level. That's an issue. You have, and this is kind of like junior college and the same, because Jayon Farrar, the junior transfer from Ventura College, 47 receptions, 542 yards, and 9 touchdowns. Josiah Ayon, the senior transfer from Western Colorado, 44 receptions, 657 yards, or 651 yards, I think 651 yards, and 9 touchdowns. I'm starting to see what I'm saying. There's a lack of game experience here. This is something. Let me sit up a little bit better. That's something that concerns me. Honestly, it concerns me. So, how's the wide receiver room going to play here? How's it going to go? We'll see. All right, tight end room, again, lack of game experience. We have 6 guys who realistically got a shot at getting the tight end room. Wide receivers, you notice the fact I only mentioned 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 guys. I mean, you have some like Jaleel McClain in wide receiver room, transfer from Louisville, Duke Jones transfer from Purdue, Ezekiel Avil transfer from Maryland. They're all super freshmen who played at their respective power schools and didn't record one single stat. So you did nothing. So I'm not really going to count you. They have depth, but experience depth, no. Tight end room, 6 guys got a legitimate shot at the starting job here. 2 recorded stats that were measurable. Caden Rogers, the junior, he was a running back who converted to linebacker. Now they're converting him from linebacker to tight end. We're going to see how that goes. That's according to Fresno State's own roster. We have Jake Tarwater, love the last name, the senior, and Cameron Beecham, the senior, recorded some stats last year, didn't get at least the 1,000. The 2 that we're having on here, we have Gavin Correa, the sophomore transfer from American River Community College. So as a true freshman, 28 receptions, 306 yards, 2 touchdowns. So he could do something. And starting tight end, but Richie Anderson, true freshman, 18 receptions, 147 yards, no touchdowns. That's your tight end room. So pass catchers, you got a problem. You're the most experienced quarterback. This could be an issue on offense. Now, what's not an issue? The offensive line. Very deep, very experienced juniors and seniors, upperclassmen. Offensive line is the one room I have 0 doubt, and probably is the best whole room on the entire team. Yes, there's some transfers in there. Yes, there are. But the fact is, it's a damn good group. And I think they're probably the best room. Running back room's got some potential there, but I think between the offensive line, I would have to say is the best room on the offense for Fresno State. Defensively, defensive line room is deep as hell, but not as much experience as I'd like. I mean, we're talking about here, counting guys who've done measurable stats or something measurable, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 15 guys? Good Lord. Plus upperclassmen. Everybody did on this entire route, either you recorded at least some stats and did some everybody did something. I was down here. Everybody did something. So this is a deep room. But the problem is the guys who made stats that qualified. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you're deep with guys who have game experience, but not any impact guys. You have starters. The bench the depth chart could be a bit of an issue, the rotation. So let's get into the guys who qualified with recording some stats from last season. Didn't have defensively, it's simple across the board for defense. 10 tackles. Did you record at least 10 tackles at the FBS level, 20 at the FCS junior college level? Or Division 2, Division 3. Did you have at least 20 tackles at that level, 10 at FBS? That's all I'm asking. I'm not asking for monster numbers. 10. So, who didn't get that? Let's see. Martin Okusu, the sophomore transfer from Minnesota. He did record some stats from last season, along with Merhati Expera, the junior, Auckland Asiata, love the name, the sophomore. So as a freshman, he had some stats last season, along with Jarius Satele, the junior, Mordecai Hines, the sophomore, Dejan Lafitte, the sophomore. So all these are true freshmen who made plays last year. Want to bring up Julius Gandy, the senior, coming up here. He didn't really have measurable stats, mainly because the fact they don't measure stats on the offensive line, because he inverted from offensive line to defensive line. We're going to see how that goes here. For the ones who actually recorded stats, problem is measurables. 1, 2. Of the 5 guys, 3 of them are FCS junior college. So let's knock those out the way here. The FCS junior college guys, one has got a great name. I gotta lie, one's got a great name. Let's start with Logan Goodspeed. That's not him. True freshman. He was a sophomore now. He's a transfer from Bakersfield College. He's a sophomore now. Last year was a true freshman, 26 tackles. 26 tackles, 6 sacks, 2 pass deflections. Okay. We have Finn Claypool, the senior transfer from Drake. 39 tackles, 9.5 sacks, 1 forced fumble, and 1 pass deflection. Jesus. And FCS leading tackler, Michael Jordan Jr. Yes, I'm not making it up. Michael Jordan Jr., the senior transfer from Northern Colorado. 52 tackles, 1.5 sacks, and a pass deflection. That's the FCS guys. So who did something at the FBS level that was actually measurable? Well, Sione Noah, the senior, 16 tackles and a sack. And Corey Foreman, the senior, 24 tackles, 3 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, and 2 pass deflections. He was busy. He didn't play much, but he was busy. But you have guys here, no alphas, superstars on the defensive line, but guys who've made gameplay, who've got experience, just not enough for my take. But overall, plus there's a ton of freshmen. The defensive line is not an issue in terms of depth chart. Linebacker room, however, is a bit of an issue depth chart because the fact is of the guys who had at least, not counting the redshirt freshmen and the freshmen, not counting them. I went looking for sophomores, and they both did make some honors. So basically, redshirt freshmen, 6. Other than them, 6 players who actually did something. I'm not even counting. That's not 6 players, and upperclassmen haven't done anything. 6 guys here, so a little thin. Because stat-wise, at any level, 2. Both FBS, but 2. The ones who didn't do anything. Zane Ricks, the senior, didn't record any stats at all last season. You have Justin Johnson, the sophomore, and Tim Thomas, the junior, recorded some stats last season. You have also Kavion Thunderbird, Kavion Thunderbird, love the name. The sophomore transfer from Arizona State. He did something last year, but didn't have at least 10 tackles. The two of the recorded stats, we're talking Seth Scheidt. I'm making it up. Scheidt. Scheidt. The junior, 10 tackles, so he made the minimum. And you have Jaden Pearson, the senior transfer from Utah State, 42 tackles and 2 pass deflections. So you got at least one playmaker transfer. Defensive back room, the DBs, best room on the defense. Not even a contest because it is, Jesus. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 guys. How many of them have measurable stats that qualify on my requirement list? 3, 4. They also have 5. But I like the depth on this list because we have here, let's start with the guys who did. First off, everybody had recorded at least something. Although we have 2 here, Andre Cobb, the junior transfer from Northern Illinois, Simeon Harris, the redshirt junior transfer from Utah State. You're going to see a lot of Northern Illinois transfers because of the defensive coordinator. You have R.L. Miller, the sophomore, as a freshman. He converted from linebacker, and as a linebacker, he's been a star. I mean, he's bouncing between linebacker and safety. Fresno State has him listed as a defensive back, so I went off what Fresno State has listed. Fresno State has him listed on their other stat places, have him listed as a linebacker, so I think he's the hybrid position. 16 tackles last season. I'm bringing him up for obvious reason. You got Loyal Muzan, the redshirt freshman. The freshman last year recorded some stats last year, along with R.J. Regan, the senior, Jamarian Briggs, the junior, Jaden Carrillo, the sophomore, as a true freshman, recorded some stats last year. So again, the guys who actually did rushing, and also Ethan Tierney, the sophomore, transfer from Northern Illinois, he recorded some stats as a freshman. Now the stat guys, every single one of them is FBS. That's why I say they're the best room. So worst to first tackles here. Here's where we see where I say that R.L. Miller had 16, so technically there's 6. Ryan Wilson, the senior, 14 tackles. As I mentioned, Orwell Wilson, 16 tackles. You have Cameron Bracha, the redshirt senior, 18 tackles, 1 interception, and 2 pass deflections. Now it gets interesting. Jakari Embry, the senior, 36 tackles and a pass deflection. You have Jaden Davis, the junior, 49 tackles, an interception, and 2 pass deflections. And then this beast, Alzillian Hamilton. Gotta love the name. Alzillian Hamilton, the senior, 51 tackles, 1 sack, 2 forced fumbles, 2 interceptions, 12 pass deflections. You sell any popcorn? You do anything else while you're there? Did you go out and park some cars while the offense was on the field? I mean, you did everything else. Damn. So, secondary, definitely the best unit, without a doubt, on this team, on the defense. But I'm not talking about the preview here. Should we get actually the schedule prediction part of this video? All right. Fresno State's playing week 0. So that means, like everybody else has 2 buys, they've got 3 buys. 3 buys this year. And they start off the season playing 5 straight. Then the buys kick in. So they do the hardest part of it early in the year. So it's kind of the first of the season. Week 0 game on the road at Kansas. Needless to say, it's a season opener for both schools. It's also the first ever meeting between Fresno State and Kansas. And unfortunately, you're on the road in Kansas, and they have a little bit better roster than you, so you're going to lose on the road at Kansas. And you come at home against Georgia Southern. This is Georgia Southern season opener, so you played at Kansas the week before. They have had a 2-week, they have an all offseason prepare for you. And it's the first ever meeting between Fresno State and Georgia Southern. Now, this game is going to be close. Real close. Coin flip. You're at home. I'm giving Fresno State to win. Then you're on the road at Oregon State. I already covered this game in the Oregon State preview and prediction video. You're going to lose on the road at Oregon State. Then you're coming home and you're going up against Southern. Southern played Alabama State. It should be a tough game. At home the week before. This is the first ever meeting between Fresno State and Southern. First ever meeting between Fresno State and Kansas. Hold on. First ever meeting between, I forgot to mention this, first ever meeting between Fresno State and Georgia Southern. First ever meeting between, y'all doing a lot of first ever meetings in this thing. But you're at home against Southern, you're getting the win. You start, then you go on the road, cross the ocean at Hawaii. I covered this game in the Hawaii preview and prediction video. You're losing on the road at Hawaii. Then you get your first bye. Come out of the bye at home against Nevada. Both schools have a bye the week before, so both schools are going to be evened out on this. Last meeting was last year. Fresno State won 24-21 at Reno. You have dropped a little bit from last year. They have improved, but Fresno is still better. So I'm picking Fresno State at home. You're beating Nevada. Then Friday night game, Friday Night Lights on the road at Colorado State. Colorado State plays at San Diego State the week before. Last meeting was last year, and Fresno State won 28-22 in Fresno. Colorado State just has more talent than you. So, and you're on the road. You're on the road. You're going to lose at Colorado State. Then you get your second bye. You're at home against San Diego State. I covered this in the San Diego State premium prediction video. And you're going to go into San Diego and beat San Diego State. Then you're on the road at Boise. I covered this in the Boise State premium prediction video. You're losing on the road at Boise State. No real shock there. Sun's getting ready to go down. It's time to finish this video up. Then you get your third bye for your last 3 games. You're at home against Wyoming. I covered this game in the preview and prediction video for Wyoming I did earlier. You're going to beat Wyoming at home. Then you're at home against Utah State. I covered this game in the Utah State preview and prediction video. You're losing at home to Utah State, because I think Utah State's a good team this year. And then you finish the season on the road at San Jose State. San Jose State plays at San Diego State the week before. Last meeting was last year. Fresno won 33-10 in Fresno. You're on the road, and they have a better team than you. You're losing to Fresno State. I'm sorry, but you're losing it. Fresno State losing. Fresno State, you're losing at San Jose State. You're going to catch the loss, finish the season on 2 losses, losing 3 of your last 4, to finish the season 5-7. 3-5 in conference. Oh boy. I was hoping Fresno was get better, but it's just a work in progress. But the thing is, if you can keep, damn it, I forgot his name. If you can keep Carson Conklin, the sophomore, and from Sacramento State, if you can keep him, you're going to keep going up, because that kid is good. He may beat E.J. Warner for the starting job, but even if he doesn't, he's going to be a beast. Keep him. May have to throw a little extra money, but keep him. All right. But anyway, I've done enough talking. Let's talk enough talking as the sun's going down. It's time for me to go through one little thing here. Thanks, everybody, for watching the video. If you haven't done it already, do me the favor. Smash the like button. Hit the thumbs up. It helps with the algorithm. Helps the video be seen by more people. Comment on the video. I'm going to go through the schedule again one more time without all the extras. You tell me, what do you think Fresno State's record is going to be in the comments? They start off week 0 at Kansas. Home against Georgia Southern, at Oregon State, home against Southern, and then on the road at Hawaii, first bye, home against Nevada, Friday night at Colorado State. By the way, when I say Friday night, every game is a Saturday. If it's not a Saturday game, I put the date down when it's going to be. Other than that, it's a Saturday game. So at Colorado State, Friday night, second bye, home against San Diego State, at Boise State, third bye, home against Wyoming, home against Utah State, at San Jose State. Let me know what you think about all of this down in the comments. Share the video if you want to, and if you haven't done it already, check out some of the other videos that I've done. If you like them, hey, subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 1K, trying to make some magic happen here. If you want to follow me in the lunacy that can be X from time to time, the link will be in the description. So again, thanks everybody for watching. Monday got a little video that's actually going to get recorded tomorrow. Little teaser. I got a little intel on some realignment, and it's not huge, but it sets the table or starts the process for the ACC. I've done enough talking about that. So again, thanks everybody for watching the video. Hope everybody's having a great day. Oh boy. More videos. We're going cranking them out. Thanks everybody for watching. Be safe out there, and please be good to each other.